Hello, Cynthia.
Hi Sarita, how you doing?
Nothing. I am in the house of my grandma. And you?
Fine, I'm here in my house because I'm also giving virtual classes to my students.
Okay. Cynthia, I have some questions and you have to answer them.
Okay.
Let's start. The first question is, what is your job and can you describe it?
Yes, of course. My work is I am a biology teacher. I work with seventh graders. That means like middle school. And I also teach year one and year two of the biology IB program for the diploma.
Okay. What was your first job and how old are you and where is it?
My first job was in El Mercado de las Pulgas de Usaquén. I was selling like things over there in the park. That was like my first job. In this moment, I'm 36 years old. And what was the other question, Sarita? The last one?
And where is it? Where is it? You said it in the Mercado of
Of
Pulgas.
Usaquén.
Uh-huh. Do you like your job and why or why not?
Sarita, I love my job. It's super nice. I love it too much because I love teaching kids, teaching students, also transmitting all the things that they could learn about the environment and about biology. I think that students must learn about a lot of things. They just not need to learn about just math or just science or social studies, but they when they grow up and they go to the university and when they're going to be persons working in a factory or having their job, they need to be entire persons that consider also the environment and the biology.
Okay. And you imagine that if you didn't have your current job right now, what will be your life right in this moment?
Well, Sarita, I study biology and not to be a teacher of biology, but to make research. So I think that if in this moment I will not be a teacher, I will be doing some investigations in the jungle or working in some university.
Oh, that's cool. And in your work as a teacher, you have had problems with one of your students or no?
Yes, of course, that's something that happens, I think, like all the weeks. Maybe they don't handling the work in the day they have. Maybe sometimes they may copy in the exams. Sometimes they are like a little bit stressed, so they talk like a little bit awful to the teacher. So all of these things are like they go by the hand with the work I have. We're working with students of different ages, so we have to be very comprehensive and be empathic with them.
Yes. Why did you choose that profession, that biology?
Well, since I was at school, I studied in the Abraham Lincoln School. I remember, like in eighth grade, I have a teacher that was so nice. Her name was Nubia Ladino, and I remember she obtained a title in biology, chemistry, and also physics from La Universidad Nacional. So I thought like she was like very intelligent, and I like a lot her classes. I learned a lot about genetics, Punnett squares. Also, we work with plants. I love plants too. So since I take that class with her, I begin like having my first thoughts that I would like to be a biologist.
Okay. You say that you teach the seventh grade. Yes?
Yes, in seventh grade, 10th, and 11th graders.
Okay. And in seventh grade is difficult or more difficult in the other grades you teach?
Is very different. It's very different because maybe the seventh graders they don't have too much discipline, But because I also teach them the last year, I like begin knowing them in sixth grade. So I think that when you know your students better and they also know you, how you teach, how are your methodologies, is more easier. With the ones that are I'm teaching now in 10th grade, I didn't know them too much, and the pandemics come to Colombia. So in the virtuality, without knowing them, is a little bit more difficult.
Yes, I have a teacher that teach me 3 years, and it's so difficult to have another teacher and like change. It's
That's
so
right, because
difficult.
you don't know the person, and it's better when you know the teacher before.
Yes, and this year I have all my teacher difference, and nothing years or in the before years they teach me, and it's so difficult because I don't like looking him and like hi teacher. No, it's so difficult.
Yes, I think you don't have like the confidence with the person, so that makes
Yes,
things difficult in the virtuality.
yes. My other question is that are you the same person inside and outside of the classroom or right now the virtual classes?
Well, when I was at school, I tried to be the same person, but you know that you need to have like a difference between being like friends of your students and have confidence with them. You need to separate that, because sometimes if you are like so I don't know, if you let things happen in the classroom and you don't like reprend them or tell them something, they think that they could do everything in this virtuality because they're not like in the same space. I think that the discipline is better. That's something that is like a benefit of this pandemic and having virtual classes, because
Yes.
the students are not able like to interrupt your class. You need to have your microphones off, you need to ask for permission to talk. So I think
Yes.
class like goes a little bit more fluid
Okay.
because you don't have interruptions.
Yes. Okay. My other question is the virtual classes and the classroom or in the school at presentiality is more difficult in presentiality. You said it before, and in classes, virtual classes, you know that the students are you pay attention or not, or is difficult.
Well, in the school I teach, it is mandatory that the students turn on the cameras. But all classes,
Okay.
you have like some students that they don't turn on the cameras. They say like, I have internet issues, and if you know if the internet is very low, it's better that they keep the cameras off. It's better that they listen well to the class and you don't see them. Well, in my classes in seventh grade, all my classes, almost everybody has the camera connect, so I'm able to see all of them working and making everything. With the bigger ones, the ones of 10 and 11 grader, is harder to make them to turn on the cameras. So sometimes I begin the class and just 3 persons from 20 are connected, and like if they put in my shoes, it's so difficult, and it's a little bit hard to teach a class if you don't see your students, if you just see like some dark spaces with a letter. So the with the big ones is
Mm-hmm.
more difficult.
Oh yes, it's so difficult, and I think this is difficult when the teacher says, "Turn on the camera." I don't turn on because I so like panic um or I don't have myself um and I don't like this, and I don't know, and I don't know my other uh, friends because this year is changed the old classrooms and it's so difficult. Yes, I
Okay, so
think this.
you're with new persons in this year.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
that made things
And this
difficult.
year,
And if you don't
in
have the
vir-
confidence with your classmates, it make it more difficult. Also because
yes,
sometimes when you turn on the camera, everything is exposed. Your house is exposed. What happening in your house is exposed.
yes.
So yes,
And
there
if you don't the the normally clothes, and I have the pajama, and it is also really really difficult. And yes, I have new friends, and I don't have the opportunity to know them because the pandemic and the quarantine, and it is difficult to see all my
of
friends or
course.
my classmates in the computer. And my
That's
other
right.
question are: do you miss your students in this quarantine time?
Yes, of course. I miss them a lot. I always try to begin my classes like talking a little bit with them, not like begin like, okay, guys, take out your notebooks and let's do that. But I always try to ask them like how you are, how you feel. Did you get your breakfast? Did you get your lunch, depending of the hour? And I think they miss that alone a lot. They like that the teachers ask them how you are, how you feel, because it's not just difficult for us the teachers but also for the students. Some students are having not like a very good time at home, and also because you miss your friends and your classmates. So yes, I miss a lot my students, and always at the end of the class I tell them like, I love you so much, guys, have a very good evening, and I hope that your families and you are going to be okay.
Okay. And my final question is: what do you think you will do after you retire?
After I retire, well, that depends of a lot of things, because in this moment I don't have children. I don't know if I'm going to have babies or no, but I would like to travel. I would like to buy a motorhome, maybe in the United States, and travel by the
Oh,
motorhome all over United States, maybe for 1 year, and also go to Mexico. Then at the end, I would like to have like a farm, or I would like to live outside of Bogota or outside big cities. And I would like to have a mushroom farm. I would like to cultivate mushrooms.
oh, this is so cool and so. And that is all, Cynthia. I like to interview you because are interesting. And I
Thank
don't.
you. Thank you for
Bye.
your interview, Sarita. Have a very great day. I hope this interview is going to be able to be presented for your class activity.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Sarita. Have a nice day.